All right, it's been 24 hours roughly. It's been a day. This is the next evening from when I put this knife on there to wet form the sheath. So everything seems pretty dry so far. So let's just pull it out of the clamps and to see what happens. One thing that was a little neater before, when I did it before, see where those clamps were at, it's kind of got a hard mashed place in the leather there and where the wood was. Whereas before, when I did it in the vacuum sealer, it just kind of sucked it down on there real uniform. Now, oh yeah, you can still see there's some water on the knife. But you can see there after 24 hours in that sheath, no discoloration to speak of. There's a little bit of the leather discoloration right there. You can't really tell it. That'll probably come right off there, but this is stainless steel, and 24 hours in there, it's looking pretty good. The last knife I wet formed the sheath for was 3V, and I didn't cover it up, and I actually used heat and dried the leather out and stuff on it. And just a couple of hours, it was just red all over the whole blade. This one here come through pretty good. That leather's pretty hard on a blade. In that leather, the stuff they use to tan the leather and stuff, there is one spot right there of just a little bit of discoloration, maybe just a spot there, but otherwise it come out pretty good. Yeah, that's really good steel as far as the stainlessness of it. I hadn't even tried to look at that. Pretty much rubbed it out just doing that. You can still see it a little bit, but yeah, that'll come off there. But the most important thing is how this sheath is. And I don't want to do it too many times because I want to let this stay out since there's water on that and just dry completely out. But you can hear it even pop in there and it won't fall out. But see, it's got a really nice place to pop into. And this right here gives some retention behind the guard right there. So what I'm going to do now, this sheath's wet formed, and I'm just going to leave it laying there till it just, any little bit of water that might be in there from, because there was some just on the knife, will get out of there, and then this sheath will be ready to go. Really nice formed spot right there for the handle to go right to where I want it to, and put some pretty good retention right there on it. Now, if this leather sheath, this is not like Kydex. The benefit of having Kydex, which I don't have any Kydex sheaths, but if you did get Kydex, this leather could get wet if you're out in the field or out in the rain hunting or just doing anything camping in the field. If this leather gets wet again, it could get all loose and stuff again. In that case, when you put the knife away after it got wet, you'd want to kind of form that back. Maybe you wouldn't have the clamps or anything, but you'd want to form it back around the handle and just let it dry with the knife in there to retain that. But so far so good. It seemed to have worked out all right, and the knife come through just fine. A lot better than the last one. Now, I love 3V steel. Don't get me wrong, I'm not throwing off on 3V steel whatsoever, but it's not stainless. Nobody even ever said it was. So, yeah, this knife come through a whole lot better for me just doing nothing, not wrapping the blade or anything. So there's my long knife. Now I've got my sheath wet formed and ready to go.